The Detroit Lions have exactly 14 days or 2 weeks to decide if they're going to pick up Jamison Williams' fifth-year option. And we just made a video a couple days ago about whether or not the Detroit Lions could trade Jamison Williams during the NFL draft, because there's been some rumbling around. Now, I will say this, based off of what's happened in the past, that I feel like there could be some validity to some of these rumors. This might not be one. This is kind of not a rumor that we've received from anybody official, but just some things based off of who the Detroit Lions have brought in for a top 30 visit. But even with the trade out of the way or not happening, what are the Detroit Lions waiting on to pick up Jamison Williams' fifth-year option? Now, the NFL draft is 7 days away from the making of this video, so they could be waiting on the NFL draft to pass to see exactly where they're going to pick, what their salary cap is going to look like after they sign these players. But I'm wondering, how does that compare to what other teams have done with their first-round picks? Now, the Detroit Lions are not alone in this. There's only been a handful of teams that's actually exercised the fifth-year option on their players. We'll probably get a bum rush of information coming out about guys that are extended or that fifth-year option is exercised. If we go back to the 2020 NFL draft, the one with Jeff Okudah, Chase Young, and Joe Burrow, only 11 of those 32 players were actually that fifth-year option was exercised. Jeff Okudah was one of the ones that it was not, and remember, he was picked number 3 overall. So let's go to NFL.com and let's look at the fifth-year option list and see who's already been exercised. So Trayvon Walker, he was the first picked ahead of Aiden Hutchinson. Thank you so much, Jacksonville. His fifth-year option was exercised April 7th, so just over a week ago. Now, Aiden Hutchinson, we know that he is probably going to get an extension, which is why that's not, he hasn't been exercised yet. That's probably what they're waiting on. Worst case scenario, they'll pick that up and then he will be extended shortly after that. Expect an extension before, I would say, OTAs. I want to say that when the Lions extended when they extended St. Brown, Aleem McNeil was later in the year, but you get what I'm saying. It was Penei Sewell, Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Taylor Decker were all in like a week. I can't remember if that was pre-draft or post. We'll come back to that. So if we look here, we have one so far, then Derek Stingley. His was picked up basically virtue of his extension. Still waiting on Sauce Gardner. Kayvon Thibodeau, there's been some rumblings that he could be traded during the NFL draft. Drake London, I forgot all about that, man. It's been that long already. So if we look through this list, and then there's Jamison Williams. So let's look through this list, and it looks like not too many players their fifth-year option has been exercised. So the Detroit Lions are not the only team that is in this situation. A lot of teams have not done it yet. But what are the Detroit Lions going to do? I think that they are no doubt going to extend or pick up Jamison Williams' fifth-year option. It's just a matter of when. Now, I'll tell you what. If it weren't for the rest of the teams following suit, then I probably would start to get a little worried. But the fact that there are so many people that are still on the list to be for that fifth-year option to be exercised, that tell me I have nothing to worry about. Now, Lewis Seen was actually released by the Vikings. Remember, that was the pick that we had from Matthew Stafford winning the Super Bowl. We wind up trading that one to come up to get Jamison Williams. So it looks like, if I'm looking through this list, man, not too many. Even Kenny Pickett was traded, and now he's on the Browns. So I feel like that this draft class is going to be very similar to the 2020 draft class, where only 11 of those 32 players were picked up. So that means that there were 21 players that did not get their fifth-year option picked up. We had this discussion a couple of days ago, would you pick up Jamison Williams' fifth-year option? I think the Lions are going to do it. Brad Holmes spoke about it during the owners' meeting earlier or late in the month of March last month. So I think they're going to do it. Maybe they're trying to extend him as well. Maybe they're trying to figure out how to get a deal with both him and Aiden Hutchinson down before they decide to announce that. So I don't know. I think it's a no-brainer. Most of you guys are in the comment section going to say that we need to pick up his fifth-year option. I think it's a no-brainer because even if we decide to draft a receiver, we still would have – it would be dumb to not pick up or not have Jamison Williams on the team. It really would. And to me, I would also pick up his fifth-year option. Like there's not – to me, that's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer because you can still have him for 2 seasons whether or not he fits the bill, doesn't get extended or suspended, none of that stuff. So I would do it. But again, the Detroit Lions are not, let me see. They're not alone. All right, so let's look. Let's go back to this list and see what company is Jamison Williams in. So Kayvon Thibodeau did not get picked up yet. I think he's going to be traded. I think whatever the Giants decide to do at 3 will determine Kayvon Thibodeau. So Derek Stingley, Trayvon Walker, even Sauce Gardner. We talked about that earlier. We go down, keep going down. The Texans took Green and then traded him to Philly on March 11th. Dotson was traded to the Commanders last year. Kenny Pickett was traded. So, like I said, this is really, really looking like that 2020 first round where only a few of these guys will be picked up. But let me know in the comments, what do you think the holdup is for Jamison Williams? Do you think the Lions are waiting until after the draft, or do you think that something else is going on? I think based off this that they might be waiting till after the draft, but who knows? Sometime between the draft and the making of this video, the Lions will indeed pick up his fifth-year option. He's probably going to make a little over $15 million, so maybe they're trying to figure that out. But this channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. It's because of your support I get to do what I do. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other, and as always, go Lions. Oh, and say my name, young punk.